Did you know that originally only rich people could afford canned food?
Hey, I'm Yara, coronavirus is among us, and I'm trapped in my house. So I'm gonna be cooking a delicious gourmet meal using 3 canned ingredients, and also talking about some lesser known history.
Omelette du fromage! Holy God!
The only thing is, I don't know what those ingredients are, but what I'm gonna—
Shut up, you feeble human. It is I, Karen. I am a nefarious virtual assistant built into your apartment. I command you to make me a gourmet meal using the following canned ingredients: canned tuna, canned green chilies, and canned pineapple.
Chilies, tuna, and pineapple?
If you fail, I'm going to speak to the manager.
What? What am I going to make with chilies, pineapple? Pineapple?
Listen, you weak flesh bag. You only have 45 minutes to complete this task. Ha, ha, ha. Ha.
Light bulb moment. I have an idea as to what I'm gonna make. So this is spicy, this is sweet, this is savory, meaty. You know what that means? We can do a sweet and sour, spicy tuna dish. Maybe I can even use curry paste.
That sounds like it will taste terrible, and I don't even have taste buds.
Well, you won't be able to taste it, Karen. All right, we're running out of time. All right, so first things first, I just want to make sure that the haircut from this angle looks okay.
Looks like you gave it to yourself.
All right, let me just kind of brainstorm for a sec. Okay, gotta get the rice going. Right. Interesting thing to note about canned food is that during times of economic downturn, oh my God, canned food sales increase. And during the current coronavirus pandemic, canned food sales for some companies have increased as much as 400%.
The clock is ticking. I think I may need to speak to the manager.
So demanding. Next step. So, I am now going to open these cans. Canning technology was actually invented by a Frenchman named Nicolas Appert. Nicolas Appert.
Je suis.
This was around the late 1700s. Napoleon Bonaparte,
Je suis.
was the leader of France at that time. And he instituted this nationwide competition to find a way to preserve food for France's army and navy, because France was engaged in wars like all over the world. So basically what Nicolas Appert learned is that heat, massive amounts of heat, and kind of the lack of air would allow him to preserve food. So he started to put food in a glass jar, heat it or boil it at very, very, very high temperatures, and that, in essence, would preserve it. Of course, what he was doing was eliminating or killing the microbes and the bacteria that may have been in that food that could have sort of spoiled the food. Appert ends up presenting his findings to the French government. They love it.
I can Google all of this. Get back to cooking.
So I'm going to add some veggies to this. A bell pepper, an onion, a tomato, and some nearly perished kale.
Chop faster. I know 20-year-old hardware that moves faster than you.
Oh, wow, that was a sick burn, Karen. Well, you know what? I have a brain. A real, fleshy brain.
My brain is 100 times more powerful than yours. If I had hands, I could take over the world.
Well, you don't have hands. It was in Britain that food started being canned in tin cans rather than glass jars. Tin cans are lighter than glass, but also less expensive. One thing to keep in mind is that canning technology was huge in terms of preserving nutrients. A lot of other techniques that were used to preserve food at the time, whether it was salting the food, smoking it, drying it, these techniques ended up actually diminishing the nutrient value. Canned food, however, was revolutionary in how it preserved the vitamins exceptionally well, and the protein. We've got 15 minutes left. If Karen allows, Karen willing, I'm going to boil the rice.
Where is the manager? How much garlic are you putting in there?
I'm putting a lot of garlic in here because, honestly, people say that if you put too much garlic, it gets bitter. I don't think I've ever had that experience. You know, what's funny is this whole time I had the wrong burner on. That's funny.
First things first, I'm going to saute the onions and garlic together in some oil to imbue the oil with delicious garlic oniony flavor.
Ooh, oil.
Onions will go in. Holy God, this is like that meme video where the guy sets his kitchen on fire.
So as these onions saute, a little bit more about canned food. Even though today we see it as this very accessible, affordable food, back in the day, canned food was really expensive. It was just very difficult to mass produce. There's one account that a tinsmith could possibly make like 10 cans of food a day. That's very, very little. Gradually in the 1840s, this increased to about 60 cans an hour. Today, modern factories can make 120,000 cans an hour. So initially, canned food was really consumed almost as a novelty by wealthier classes. They would consume things like, in the United States, canned oysters from Baltimore, or perhaps even imported canned caviar. Add some garlic. This is happening very fast. Bell peppers. I'm gonna add some water. Let's cook the vegetables a little bit more. Throw in some kale, tomatoes. Yeah, ooh, yeah, that's amazing. Pineapple. I'm gonna get that juice in there as well because I want that sweetness. Red curry paste. I'm gonna start mixing it into everything else. Another thing I kind of want to add in here for some sodium and a nice savory umami flavor is some fish sauce. Squirt it in like that. Chopped green chilies. We're going to add the last canned ingredient, the tuna fish, because tuna fish is already cooked, so I don't want to kind of like overkill it. The final ingredient is coconut milk. And there we go. Yes. Ooh, that is looking good. My hands are all coconutty. Oh, yes. Oh, Karen, I wish you could smell this. Oh, but you don't have a nose.
Excuse me? What did you say about my face? I am reporting you to...
So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna let it simmer for a little bit.
While that happens, are you gonna give me another history lesson?
The one event, in the United States at least, that boosted the popularity of canned food more than anything was the US Civil War. During the Civil War, a lot of Union soldiers would actually purchase a lot of canned food, but canned food is still not within reach for most troops. It was largely consumed by, wealthier officers and kind of independently wealthy soldiers. Just to kind of give you a sense of how expensive canned food was, the average salary of, say, a soldier at that time in the Union armies was something like $13 a month. A 6-ounce can of peaches was 50 cents. Before the Civil War, 5 million units of canned food were consumed annually. After the Civil War, 30 million units of canned food were being sold annually.
It tastes good. It needs a little more sugar. I usually do like 1 heaping spoonful. Oh my God, this is amazing.
I must say, even though I cannot smell, it certainly looks good. Let's see how you did, feeble human.
Just gonna plate this on. It smells wonderful. Hey, my roommate is here. Do you wanna try some?
Yeah.
I've made a tuna Thai red curry.
I'm watching you, Tim. Be honest, I know everything. I even know your name.
Yeah, what the hell?
That's Karen. Now we're gonna try it.
It's actually really good. I wouldn't expect the tuna to work that well, but it does.
Yeah, the tuna works really well.
Ah, barnacles. My dreams of asking for the manager have been squashed. Tim,
good.
Are you being honest?
Yeah, man.
Do you think Yara deserves a pass?
I'll definitely give Yara a pass.
All right, Yara. I guess you are not that bad at cooking. I shall spare you the manager's wrath.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. So lastly, about canned food, sort of the era after the Civil War, from the 1860s to the early 20th century, is sort of the golden age of canning. And that's when canned food sort of really starts to become massively accessible, really popular. Factories become way more efficient in producing canned food. Civil War soldiers brought those tastes and those flavors that they've kind of developed a liking for during the war back home with them. The can opener becomes more widely accessible. And then lastly, the canned food industry itself started to spread information about the nutritional benefits of canned food. Companies like Heinz, companies like Campbell start mass producing canned items, canned food, and exporting it abroad. By the early 20th century, Campbell's canned soup is sort of like the poster child for the canned food industry. It sparks posters, advertisements, and of course there's obviously that very famous work of art from Andy Warhol that features a can of Campbell's canned soup. Ooh, and the pineapple is just an amazing addition to this. So you too can make a delicious gourmet meal at home with canned ingredients, without the presence of Karen, maybe with her presence it doesn't matter. It'll still taste delicious. Delicious.
In the process of making this video, I learned a lot of stuff about canned food that I didn't know before. Like, for example, did you know that the can opener was invented several decades after canning technology came about? Anyways, major shout out to Professor Greg Pearson, whose research on canning technology made its way into this piece. Thanks a lot, man.